Welcome to episode 6 of the Lessons of Leaders Hospitality podcast, where it is my job to help industry leaders and influencers talk the walk so others can walk the talk. This podcast is for young professionals by young professionals, and thank you for joining me on this week's episode, Growing Golf, hosted at Coastal Carolina's PGA program. I have Richie Fruchterman here with me today. He's a student of the program and a longtime friend, alongside our main guest, the 31st president of the PGA and the director of the PGA program, Mr. Will Mann. So to kick things off, as I always ask, what does the term hospitality mean to you?
I think in a nutshell, to me, hospitality means helping people have fun.
Okay.
Help them have an enjoyable experience in whatever endeavor they're involved in. But bottom line, just have fun.
That's what more can you ask for? Providing experiences with and for other people. Mm-hmm. So what got you into the game of golf?
I would say, like a lot of young men, my father got me involved in golf way back when, and I always enjoyed going out with him and playing at a little place called Hilldale Golf Course in Durham, North Carolina. And then worked for Hilldale Golf Course, a guy named Luke Veazey, and he got me further interested in golf, and then I quit playing golf for a while. I went to NC State and started playing again when I got out of there.
Okay, so you started playing after you left school?
Well, it's a longer story than that. I played golf as a kid, junior, growing up. But then when I went to NC State, I went on a football scholarship. So I played football, didn't play any golf for years. And then when I left NC State, had a chance to go back to work for Luke Veazey, the same guy I worked for in summers, back at Hilldale Golf Course in Durham, working on the golf course for the maintenance crew. And then I got a job at Donald Ross Golf Course called Hope Valley Country Club in Durham, North Carolina, as a golf course superintendent. And then that progressed on to where I end up today. But early on, I was a golf course superintendent.
Okay. And so you went, can we dig a little bit further into NC State, the forestry program, and the development of your career? Did it start there, or did you always have aspirations of a role in the PGA?
No, I didn't have many aspirations back then, to tell you the honest truth. I'm one of these guys that took 23 years to graduate from NC State University. So in the gap between when I left and when I went back to school, in the meantime, I'd been a golf course superintendent at Hope Valley Country Club, moved to Myrtle Beach, built Myrtle Beach National Golf Club as a golf course superintendent. Then got in the golf business as a PGA member, non-PGA member, had to work my way in to become a member. And had several jobs in golf that involved both turf grass management and being a golf professional. And then owned some golf courses, was partners in some golf courses ultimately after that. So I've been involved in golf one way or the other since 1964 or 5, really, maybe a little bit before that.
Okay.
So you said you designed, managed, and owned golf courses over at Myrtle Beach National. What skills did you learn in doing that have impacted your career?
Well, I think then we learned a lot about the golf course design. Mm-hmm. We did a lot of design work ourselves on site at Myrtle Beach National. The architect was Frank Dwayne. He had a tragic accident and was never on site. So we had routing plans, and we ended up having to basically design the golf course ourselves, which we did. So we gained a lot of experience in just working with people, working with contractors, scheduling construction work, controlling budget for construction budgets, working with opening dates, creating publicity for the golf course. It was an Arnold Palmer golf course. We paid Arnold Palmer to come in at that time, one of the first courses he did. So it was an opportunity to grow and learn and how we work as a team in building 3 golf courses and getting them open and doing all the things that involved in that process.
Mm-hmm. Did you have any mentor figures throughout your development there?
I had some great mentors. I had the guy I mentioned earlier before, Mr. Luke Veazey, at Hilldale Golf Course in Durham, North Carolina. A wonderful mentor to me. And Ed Bullock was the head golf professional at that time at Myrtle Beach National. And he certainly was a great mentor. Then I had friends, Gary Shaw, who I worked with there. We mentored each other, if you would.
Okay.
We challenged each other, we mentored each other, we helped each other, still do to this day. And out of that, you build great relationships with people that you interface with the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
You continue to learn from each other, challenge each other, have fun together, grow old together, and do all those things. So it was a great opportunity, continues to be a great opportunity.
That's awesome.
I'm not sure yet what I want to do, so
Okay.
you never get too satisfied. You always wonder what's down the road.
I love it. It's always changing.
Mm-hmm. So being the director of the PGM program here, what kind of standards do you have for the students in the program like myself?
We expect a lot out of our students. We hold them to, I'd like to think, high standards, as we're held to high standards, I hope. And what that really means is every day, be professional in your thinking and your behavior, how you treat other people. Try to do something every day to better yourself a little bit, whatever that might be.
Mm-hmm.
Do something every day to help somebody, assist somebody with something, whether it's just opening the door for somebody or carrying a bag in for somebody at the grocery store, or just doing something to make somebody's day a little bit more pleasant.
Yeah.
And in the process, part of our program is be a PGA Pro. So we have words that we talk about with the freshman class every week to help them mature, grow. But I think the standards that we have are all designed to help our students become successful human beings, and then fortunate enough for them to be in the business of golf and be successful. So that's what it's all designed to be.
Growing leaders in the game of golf.
Helping people learn how to be leaders.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a question: are people born to be leaders, or they're made to be leaders? It's an interesting topic to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So, touching on leadership in golf, what are some areas that you think young professionals can be focusing on to develop as leaders within the sport in the PGM?
Well, I think it's really important to take that opportunity. We've had students, one of our students, Daniel Bingston, graduated 3 years ago. He was just recently elected to the Mid-Atlantic Section Board of Directors.
Okay.
Just got his first head professional job. So we got young men and women that graduate that need to get involved in their sections. There's 41 PGA sections around the country.
Okay.
Get involved with those sections, chair a committee, be on a committee. You got to start somewhere. So volunteer your time, your energy, and your efforts to helping other people. And then what happens is, if you're really successful in doing that and you're really committed to it and do a good job, that's going to be recognized. Somebody's going to ask you to chair a committee. And once they find out you're pretty easy, they're going to ask you to chair another committee. The next thing you know, you're running for the board of directors for a section and getting elected to that, and then an officer. That's how you grow through the profession.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
So what kind of steps did you take throughout your career to end up becoming president of the PGA of America?
Well, it's something I never intended to do.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Okay.
never on my radar screen. I never thought about it at all. What even in my thought process. I knew I wanted to be a member of the PGA, having been a golf course superintendent, so I did that. And then I got involved in the Carolinas PGA section, as we said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up on a long drive committee to start with. Went through the progression, got elected to the board, got elected as an officer. My good friend Gary Shaw had served as president of the PGA, was serving as president of the PGA. And I saw how much time that took, and the commitment it took, and the energy it took. And I wasn't sure that I was ready to do that. I never thought about doing it. And then in that process, someone mentioned to me, maybe you ought to consider running for national office. And I thought about it and decided I'd do it, but I skipped being on the board of directors, the National PGA Board of Directors, which at that time was kind of prerequisite experience to be an officer. And I decided I didn't want to do that. So I skipped that part, ran for office, fooled a lot of people, I guess. When I got myself elected, and then ended up being president of the PGA.
That's awesome. So during your presidency of the PGA, if you had to compare your time there to a sport or another activity, what would you compare that to?
Wow, good question. I've never been asked that before. What would I compare the experience of being president to as far as a term of a sport? Well, I would say, because I played football, I'd probably go back to football from a leadership standpoint.
Okay.
You've got people on the team. You got people that are leadership positions on the team are recognized, looked at as leaders of the team.
Okay.
And then you got people that are like in golf, you got people part of the field, you got people
Right.
part of the team, play an important role, but they're not necessarily leaders in the respect we're talking about. So I would probably liken it to football and have the opportunity to be looked at as by your fellow players as someone that they respected, looked up to, looked for leadership, and would follow.
What would you say are 3 character traits that you see in people, doing big things within the PGA program?
But it comes back to leadership, and then it gets back to something we mentioned earlier: are you born a leader, or are you trained to be a leader?
Right. Okay.
And my personal opinion is, and that's all it is I think people are in essence born with certain qualities,
Okay.
intrinsic qualities that helps them become leaders.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you see it early on. It's not something you all of a sudden wake up one day when you're 25 years old and go, I think I'll be a leader.
Right.
So I think it's done over time. I think you can go back in junior high school and look at leaders in junior high school, whether it was on athletic teams or in the classroom or in the elected offices of their schools. People start separating themselves, and they start being willing to take on the responsibility of leadership and what that means. And the best definition I've ever heard, wasn't my idea, I heard it from somewhere, I don't remember where now, but the best definition I've ever heard of leadership is the ability to take people to places they would not go by themselves. So you've got to be in a position of trust, you've got to be in a position of confidence with other people around you that you're going to take their best interests at heart. You can always act with integrity. You might make decisions they don't like, make decisions they don't agree with, but that you will listen to them, and you listen respectfully, and consider their thoughts and ideas. But at the end of the day, you'll make a decision that's in the best interest of everybody involved,
Right.
and not just one group or one person.
Okay.
Awesome.
Empowerment, essentially, yeah.
And you've got to empower the people around you.
Right.
You've got to make them feel welcome to address their issues, address their thoughts. If you're in a committee room or a meeting room with 100 people, you've got to be sure everybody has a chance to speak. They're respected, they're listened to. You can disagree with them, but you got to listen to them, and actively listen to them. Not just listen, but be sure to listen to them actively so you can ask them questions and probe their thought process and figure out what it is they're trying to say or do, and to be sure that everybody in the room is understanding exactly what the issue at hand is that's being discussed. And then you can have a reasonable discussion on it, and everybody can agree to disagree. At the end of the day, if you're running that meeting as a leader, and I'm expecting them to change their position on something, I've got to be willing to change my position if I hear something that's new information for me, new data, or what it might be from that group. So they have to know that I'm in the game too. I'm there with an opinion, but I'm also willing to change or alter or modify an opinion to accommodate other points of view if I think it's right at the end of the day.
I love that. If you expect someone else to change, you need to be open to changing too.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
So, after becoming the president of the PGA of America, what kind of career path did you take that led you to come to Coastal Carolina to teach and direct the PGA program?
Well, I had been the guy professional and superintendent at Chapel Hill Country Club in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. And then I ended up owning a golf course near Chapel Hill. And Gary Shaw and I were partners in 2 or 3 other golf courses in South Carolina. And I ended up moving to Cherry Grove Beach, South Carolina with my wife. And I had been president of the PGA when we got this program approved in Coastal Carolina. So I got a call to ask whether I'd be interested in helping out in the program. And I said, no, I'm going fishing tomorrow and I'm playing golf the next day. And a couple of weeks later, this is the honest truth, a couple of weeks later my wife sat me down and said, you're driving me nuts, go find something to do. So I called her back up, I went up to Coastal and was the player development director here for a couple of years, and then Colonel Charles Thrash, who was the director, retired and fooled some people again, I guess, and became director of the program, and it's been one of the most fun things I've ever done.
That's awesome.
That's excellent, yeah.
So a couple rapid fire questions to close things out. Do you have a favorite golf course?
When I'm playing that day?
When I'm playing that's an awesome answer. What are next steps for you
I have no idea.
in your career?
I have no idea. Just looking forward to this adventure still. I'm planning on being here for a little bit longer, and then probably go fishing and take a big golf game I was looking for.
And hopefully your wife doesn't say.
Hopefully she'll agree to it this time.
Right. Not move you on. Another fun question. If you had one superpower, what would it be? Or if you could have?
If I could wave the magic wand, it'd be peace.
It'd be peace.
World peace.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I like that.
I'll leave it at that. And I had one other question running through my mind while we're talking. It just left. So we'll wrap it up there.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you again, both of you, for
Awesome.
making the
Thank you.
time.
It's fun to do. Enjoyed being with you guys. Good luck with this.
I appreciate it.
If we never do it again, let us know.
Definitely will.
Of course.
We'll do it.
Definitely.